Hello to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover Euro versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, natural gas and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the Euro versus US dollar first. As we can see here, this is hourly time frame, and we spoke about this consolidation yesterday in the last couple of days. And there was a breakout that happened on the CPI event yesterday in the US. So negative CPI data basically boosted this currency pair upside, and also other like pound dollar, Australian dollar. And we can see that this break and hold above did a very good job, and market actually went to the objective. We spoke yesterday about this upside scenario. So the objective is at 1.0875. We can see that after that rally that lasted for about 5 hours or so, market is now doing the very tight consolidation, which is pretty common after such a substantial move that we had yesterday. So now market is in a consolidation mode, and from this perspective, what I usually like to do is to place a trend line. So to connect this and this, and we can see that we have a big gap between the price and the rising trend line. So this is in a stage of extreme stage, because we have such a big deviation of the rising trend line and the current price. So let's speak about some of two scenarios potential here. Let's cover at least two. So one is naturally that this is just a pullback, and we have another push higher towards 1.0920 or 930. That will be like that we still keep with this beating from yesterday, and just after this correction we continue higher. But then there is also option that market can start a pullback today. So to go into those single prints from yesterday, for example, and try to go, we also can use the Fibonacci levels. If you like, you can use different tools for. So if we take this low and this high, we can also add a 50% Fibonacci. What will be the holdback? This 1.0800, let's say. So in case of the pullback, that might be interesting. 38.2 is sitting at 1.0820, and then 1.0800 is 50. But of course, if there is some bigger drop and supply, then there is even a chance for the lower prices towards even the recent swing high, maybe even towards the rising trend line. But this is just in case of the stronger supply and on the volume. So those two scenarios are, and of course the third scenario could be just the market to remain mostly in this consolidation during the whole day. So now speaking about the gold market, we spoke about yesterday, there was a supply trend line and market was doing the consolidation. So on the news, similar to the euro, we had this rally into the resistance, because this is a strong resistance area. The support cluster now became a resistance area, and this is the area between 1970 and I will say 1980 mark. So now we had this push higher. This is a pullback, and market made a new high, so traded higher. But market is kind of, the tempo is not fast, and it's pretty slow tempo, and 1972 is a new high. So again, if we see the rising trend line, there is also a gap between the rising trend line and the price. So in case of the failure to sustain above the previous day high, of course there is a chance to rotation back to the 1960s area and also the area near the rising trend line. So that is also one potential scenario. So we can also see if the market will move higher and on the stronger tempo and then hold above, then there is a chance for even retest fully of 2000 area or 2005. Now speaking of the natural gas, I think this is also interesting area where the natural gas actually rebounded this morning. So first we held a gap from Monday this week, and we also rejected of the previous cluster, the previous resistance cluster, which now became support around, let's say, 2.950. And from this perspective, I expect that we can have another upside leg so that we can develop in the next period, and eventually to also retested 3.095 and even tried to go into this gap from last week. And the gap is between the 3.150 and 3.180. Of course, the scenario of the market will make a new low below the 2.920, then there is a chance to fill the gap and for 2.850 to be on the test. In Bitcoin versus US dollar, we spoke about this. There was a strong support cluster that we created right there. This is initially a strong support cluster, so market just retested this area. And we said about this yesterday potential retest of this 35,700 mark. And now we got this sell-off, pretty much climatic sell-off. Market went all the way down to this support. Right? So this is area where also we had lots of rejections and reaction lows from their point, and now market is trying to rebuy back. Still, market is trading below the supply trend line, and there is a potential to just like this trend line can act like a magnet, and the recent swing lows around 36,000. So anything meaningful to the upside, I would like to see the breakout of the supply trend line and hold above, right, for potential retest of the highs around 37,400. And anything meaningful to the downside, I would like the downside break and potential retake of 34,700, and then hold below for the further lower prices and eventual test of all of those higher lows. So the series of the higher lows here and rising trend line held that this was a climatic rejection of that trend line. And that will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Have a good trading day and speak to you from tomorrow morning.